I want people to say that Rangers is a community club, not just for the 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds, but for the young 10, 15-year-olds, all the way up to the 70, 80-year-olds. We wanted to say that it's a community club for everybody, not just one demographic. And so far, I think we're doing that. And in the coming months will tell things that we have in place. But we want to bring people back to the club and want them to feel safe when they're on the grounds and have a good time. And so far, we've accomplished it. My name is Jason Wade, and I'm the new president of Southampton Rangers Sports Club. Southampton Rangers is a family to me. And what I mean by that is, when I was growing up, I would come in the changing room with all the older guys, and they would mentor me. They would tell me things, and they were like a second father figure to me. So to me, it's only right that I give back to the club that was like my family growing up. One of the major things that the new executive and myself in particular wanted to do was bring more of a family environment back to Southampton Rangers. So we're trying to cater to all crowds, not just my age group, but the younger crowd, our age group, and the seniors as well. Because at the end of the day, it's a community club, and you have to cater to everybody. And I think in the past few years, we've fallen off from that, in that we don't have a youth program. We don't have events. We haven't had events where the youth can be involved. So over the past few weeks when we've been in charge, we've implemented a few things. We had the autism weekend last weekend when we had 20 funkcasters on the field, and that was a good community event. We have a community movie night planned for the end of this month, where we purchased a big 20-foot movie screen projector and everything. So we're trying to make that so where parents and the kids can come down on the field. We put it up on the field and make it a family night, popcorn, hot dogs, food, and just bring the community back around the club. Our goal right now is to bring the club out of debt. All community clubs are in debt at this point in time through different decisions people have made in the past, but it's new. I've spoken to about 6 different community club presidents, and they're all in debt. So our goal as a new executive is to pay down these bills, build up some funds so we can improve the club. Because if you can see, our field looks good right now, but there's some things around the club's facilities that we have to improve, so we can bring more kids around, so mothers feel safe to drop their kids off like my mother did every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Drop me up the club and expected it was a safe environment and the grounds were good. So that's what we want to do. We want to build up our funds so that we can improve the facility and make it somewhere where parents want to drop their kids off to train and pick them up and know that they're going to be safe. Some of the tougher decisions that I've had to make so far is just deciding what stays and what goes, because yes, it's a community club, but at the end of the day, it has to be run right now as a business, because when you're in debt, the banks don't care if it's a community club. The creditors don't care if it's a community club. They want their money. So for a while now, the club has been run where it's been run as a community club, where you give handouts here, you allow this to go on, that to go on, but that has to stop. Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't stop, if these handouts don't keep going, if we just keep allowing people to do this and do that, then the bank's going to come, they're going to put a lock on the door, and there's nothing we could do about it. So that has to change, and that has changed over the past, I guess, month. You could say that we've been in charge, and that we're paying down bills, and we're letting people know that there's a new administration in the club and that we want to do things differently. And there's a tough decisions you have to make. Some people have had free rides and for so long, and it's like, yes, we're a community-based club, but at the end of the day, that's costing the club money, which is building up our debt, which means that we won't be able to keep the lights on. So tough decisions have to be, and they still have to be made. And the team that we've assembled with us, we're willing to make those tough decisions. Oh, we can be real. Everybody knows the antisocial things that have happened around Rangers recently, and we just recently had the court case where one of our members who was murdered, the person who was accused, got found guilty of the murder, and that's good for the club because it brings closure to the family, and that family is very dear to this club. But we have to be open and honest. Some things have happened around the club over the past few years that we're not proud of, and we don't condone. So our main goal is You can't change people, and that's one thing that we know. But what you can do is show them better ways to do what they're doing, give them positive influences. And what we want to do is, if we feel that the only way we're going to get the kids around Rangers again, so we can build up youth programs, so we can have a positive image, is by working with the agencies that we have around the club to get those bad influences away from the club. And what we're trying to do right now is we speak to people, and we have a young executive, so we know what goes on around sports clubs. It happens all over the island. So our goal is to encourage people to do better. At the end of the day, people make the decisions that they make. But if you encourage them to do better and show them the positive things that can happen around this club, then I think that we're going to head down the right path. And we're already starting to see changes. And when it comes to our events, our social events that we have, like, we're implementing different things. So we've got more lighting around the club. We just hired a new security firm to come in, and they've done an excellent job over the past few weeks of canceling out negative behavior and stopping those negative behaviors from happening. So we have a few ideas. I don't want to throw everything out there right now, but we've put in place a few different things to try and cut the antisocial behavior out. Like I said, I've been around the club since I was young, 12, 13, 14 years old. So people know me. I've never been the type to be the social person. I'm more business minded when it comes to the club. So they never really see me at the bar. That's not me. But I've had to change over the past month or so, because you have to socialize. You have to come to people's level. And if people are the ones who are at the bar all the time, talking and socializing, then so I've had to come up to the bar, and I've had to see what people are thinking. But for the most part, people have supported the new initiatives that we have in place, and people see that. When we had our meeting the other night, people saw the position that the club was in, and I told them straight up, I said, we have to make tough decisions. And they supported that, because nobody wants the chains to be over the door, and nobody wants the locks to be changed, and we can't run the club. So at the end of the day, most people have supported what we've put in place so far, and the only way people are really going to support is when they see the benefits of what we put in place. So what we try and do is keep the members informed. If you're a paid member, you know how much debt the club has, and you know how we are working to reduce that debt. And it's all about communication. If you communicate to your members, then they support you. And so far, we've been communicating with them, and we haven't heard much negative feedback. I want them to say Southampton Rangers is a community club, and a community club that caters to everyone. So like I said before, we have our family events coming up, and we're trying to make that a monthly thing with the movie night on the field, bring families back around. We have our seniors events. We have a raffle draw every Thursday night for our seniors. So it's basically like a seniors happy hour event where they come in the evening. We go and get different items such as grocery items, things that they need. And we do a small raffle for them to buy it, and they love it. We get about 30, 40 seniors every Thursday night. We're actually changing it to Wednesday night now. And they do a little raffle, spin the raffle around, and they love it because it caters to them. We're doing a seniors tea at the end of October to cater to seniors as well. And we're doing fundraisers. So we have a fundraiser this Thursday coming for Maria Casey and her medical expenses. So I want people to say that Rangers is a community club, not just for the 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds, but for the young 10, 15-year-olds, all the way up to the 70, 80-year-olds. We wanted to say that it's a community club for everybody, not just one demographic. And so far, I think we're doing that. And in the coming months will tell things that we have in place. But we want to bring people back to the club and want them to feel safe in the undergrounds and have a good time. And so far, we've accomplished that.